We're Nicki and Carlo and we live in Positano, Italy, except we also just bought a house in Tuscany, which we're currently renovating, so we live there too. Join us as we turn this house and olive grove into a dream home and get to grips with living in two different parts of Italy. Today we're going for lunch with friends at their place and we're going to take all the food with us. These guys live even further away from the road than we do. They've got far more steps. I haven't counted them, but they probably have. We'll have to ask them how many steps they've got, but it's a lot. And I'm going to take all the food with us because I'm not sure what they've got and what they haven't got. And they've only just bought this property recently and they're in the stages of beginning their renovations. It's quite an old property. So I'm not sure how well set up they are. So I'm going to take everything with me that I need. I'm taking dog food because the dogs annoyingly don't eat at breakfast and wait till lunch. So then I always have to take lunch with me for them. So I'm going to take a big pot of tomato sauce, which was made by us in 2023, a nice jar of tuna, some garlic and some capers, and I need to stop off at the shop and get some fresh bread and some pasta, and that will do enough. I've got this weird little bag. I'm sure somebody left this here, but seeing as we're climbing lots of steps, it would be more comfortable to put this on our backs. So I've got this rucksack. And we can put that on our backs and carry it up there. So Erica and Alan have been in the videos before a couple of times, but I don't know whether I actually ever introduced them or not, or I was just with them. So I met Erica in 2006. It was a long time ago, and way back then we both had little toddling 3-year-olds, and I think that's when we met. Anyway, that's I seem to remember the girls being 3 when we met, and they played together really well, and Erica and I hit it off straight away. And she's one of those friends that you can always count on, you can always have a great long chat with. And because obviously she lived in the UK with her family, we didn't see each other that often, and we sometimes would go for years without even thinking about each other or calling each other. A couple of years ago, when I drove back to England in the summer with Indy, I stopped off at their place in France, at their uncle's place in France for a couple of days and had the most magical time with them. It was just such a beautiful experience. Their uncle's house was like a time warp from the 1940s. It was absolutely stunning and the weather was beautiful, and Alan and the girls took me paddleboarding down the river each day, and it was dappled in sunlight and cool, and it was just such a beautiful weekend with them. And then we went to a brocante. It was my first ever French brocante. Really had a lovely time, and I'm absolutely thrilled that they've now bought this property on the Amalfi coast. I'm actually quite upset as well, because after all of these years wishing that they lived near it and that I could see them more often, as soon as we bought a property in Tuscany, they bought a property here. But while we're here, we will make the most of seeing them. So today we're going to climb up their steps and go and spend the afternoon. Right, it says it's going to be up to 22 degrees today, so I'm not going to bring a coat. I'm going to risk it. Put that on my back. Ollie! Really? Ollie! Walkies! Walkies! Let's go for walkies. Just a little walkies. What's the matter? Oh, don't be scared. We're going for walkies. Come on. Here. Now she understands. Look at that, the first boats are here. The summer has begun. Okay, I'm in the car. I've bought some bread, I've bought some pasta. We're on our way.
È quasi un incubo usare la macchina qua, ed oggi è tranquillo col traffico, però le strade sono così strette ed è così pericoloso perché le persone camminano letteralmente in mezzo alla strada, non c'è un posto dove poter camminare ed è molto pericoloso.
Proprio l'esempio perfetto, Are you already used to driving in Tuscany? You've lost the knack here.
È da pazzi, uno che non è abituato a queste strade dice ma questi sono pazzi.
And that's half the problem, because so many people rent a car and then come here and then freak out because they can't handle it, that they cause problems on the road.
Sì, no, non affittate un'auto e venite qua perché sarà un incubo, anche perché rimarrete incastrati nel traffico e metterete ore per fare pochi chilometri. Guarda sta macchina, anzi è un 3 ruote. It's like an Apple car, but much better. Wow. Questo è l'esempio perfetto di quello che stavo dicendo prima. Guardate un po' che casino. Qui si fanno manovre non in centimetri, in millimetri.
It was a beautiful spring morning, probably the warmest day of the year so far. Signs of spring are wonderful to see wherever you are, but I especially love all the wildflowers and blossoms on the mountainsides here, offset by the bright blue sky and shimmering sunlit Mediterranean. Erica and Alan have recently bought an old property with olive groves and mountain terraces and the most fantastic views. So far, they've been busy clearing years of brambles and overgrowth from the land, ready to plant vegetables and fruit trees. It's exciting to hear about their plans, and I can't wait to see how they transform this property. I feel like we've taken the easy way out buying a modern house in Tuscany rather than a tumble-down ruin. What a project that would be. One of their daughters, Emily, was in the kitchen cooking. Let's go see what she's making. So tell me what you're making for lunch.
I am making a spelt-based salad with kind of like a sun-dried tomato-y dressing.
Ooh.
With some grilled peppers and pickled onions.
Oh, yum. Did you pickle them yourself?
Well, they're kind of fake pickled. I just put some quite a lot of salt and lemon juice on them earlier this morning. But it's enough to take kind of the bitterness
Yeah,
out of it,
sure, that'd be lovely.
Make them a bit pinker as well.
Okay, it's flower arranging. What flowers have you got here? What are these things, the yellow ones?
Well, these are my all-time most favourites, which are euphorbias, which grow everywhere. I don't know what type. Tom Thumb, possibly. And they are just glorious. They're the biggest flowers out at the moment. Everything else is still kind of on the verge of breaking out. So these are some giant cow parsley leaves. Probably in a few days. If we have this heat, I think they'll come out and be wonderful. And they are everywhere on the terraces.
Lunchtime.
Oh really?
Yeah.
This is a huge problem.
It's a huge problem, right? I'm going to start cooking. We've got one little induction hob to cook on, and I'm going to do the pasta sauce first and then I'll do the pasta afterwards.
Looks like Elisabeth's going to be living in their Priana house anytime soon.
Not for now.
Yeah, so the girls are carrying on school in
Yeah.
Positano.
Yeah, for now they are. I was just talking to Erica about those times when you try to film something but you don't actually press record, and then when you stop what you think you're filming and you press record and then you go and record your feet for 5 minutes. We were just talking about that and how often we do that, and afterwards I was filming myself putting the tomatoes into the pan and I never pressed record, so I did exactly what I was just talking about. Been absolutely rubbish. I was going to film what I was cooking, but I knew this would happen. We've been talking non-stop and there's just been no time to film anything. So I'm making pasta with pomodorini, tuna and capers, very, very simple. And we've got the salad that Emily made as well. We're going to sit outside at that beautiful table under the olive tree.
Oh, sarà bello lì.
Teaching Carla English.
Good.
Yeah, new expressions. He's going. Sozzled is being. Yeah?
Sozzled. Served in a pan. Best way to serve it. Ooh, look at that. That looks yummy. You see? Long time, hasn't it?
I think the only one who we've known longer than you is.
Well, this looks all absolutely fantastic. Possibly the most picturesque
Outside with friends.
The most picturesque table I've ever
Interessante.
When
Noi siamo I primi.
Sì.
Oh.
Elisabeth e Emily non fermano lavorare, solo quando sono venuto io. And then the other thing.
Yes.
Okay, that's what we'll do. So I put the pasta on the side because I was leaving room for the other thing.
Just say I don't mind. That if somebody says, "Do you want this or that?" and you can say, "I don't mind." They taught me to say, "I don't give a fuck." And so I said it to his grandmother, and she was horrified, and I was so upset, and they thought it was hilarious. But I mean, yeah.
So how did you say it then?
What should I say?
Yeah.
They taught me to say "non me la frega," which is like a really crude way of saying.
Oh.
Yeah. But
And you said it really with a really sweet voice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Non me la frega. Non me la frega. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Si dice non me ne frega.
That's even worse.
Italian people like a book.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like a funny story, but it's not funny. Ma no, tu questa maronna di seccio. Ma prendila al perché, siediti qua. No, no.
Yeah, much
Really, come si dice?
Carlo has accidentally knocked the head off our little Buddha statue here, and it's broken into a few pieces, but I'm going to try and fix it. I'm going to get some glue and see if I can stick him back together, because it'd be a shame to lose him. This is not the right type of glue for cement, concrete, but I'm going to give it a go, because this is what I've got. So let's see. I'll try one bit and see if it works. I feel like spring has finally arrived. It's taken a while. It feels very spring-like, especially yesterday and today. It's been lovely. and I can hear lots of bees somewhere around. And that's something I've decided lately. I'm going to, when we go back to Tuscany, I'm going to start beekeeping, which is something that my dad did when I was younger, and I was the beekeeper's daughter and assistant, very small assistant, because it was up until I was about 7 years old. But I vividly remember being absolutely fascinated by everything he did, and being always out in the garden when he was doing his bee stuff. I got stung all the time. And I remember being out there when the bees were swarming. Should I wait a bit before I stick them? I think what I'm going to have to do is do one bit, leave that. I should clamp it really. Maybe I'll just walk around and hold it for a while. And then once that is either dried or not, well, whether it dries or not, if it does work, I'll do another bit. Anyway, yes, when I get back, I'm going to start organising to set up for doing bees. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's something I've wanted to do for ages. And in fact, I was going to do it here, but Carlo's father always said to me that the bees won't stay here because we don't quite get enough sun here. So he always said, no, if you have bees here, they'll just fly away and won't come back because it's too humid and the sun's not here for enough of the day. So they'll go off and find somewhere sunnier. Right, where's the top bit of the head? These are all side bits. There's a bit missing. It's a shame we can't get these chairs back to Tuscany. I don't think they'll fit in the car.
Sì, non vanno nella macchina, ma potremmo noleggiare un furgone e magari portarle se proprio vuoi portarle.
Well, we could do, but we'd have to make it worth it.
Sì, comunque sono belle queste, mi piacciono. Soprattutto questa.
Yeah.
Vedi che è l'unica che non è stata tolta la pittura.
Yeah, we started stripping the paint to do something with them and paint them and never really did anything else.
Sì, questo era un tuo progetto, volevi cambiare il colore e poi non l'hai mai più fatto.
Sì, but we sort of need some more chairs in Tuscany as well.
Vabbè, forse è più facile comprarle là di seconda mano.
Yeah, but it's a shame to just have them sitting up on this shelf.
Queste sono ottime, queste sedie, sono molto buone.
Yeah. So as you can see, we're having a real clean up. This bench here, the protective mat thing that we put over the cushions, look at that, look how much it's faded in the sun in the last, 3 years, I think? So we bought a new one and we bought a beige one, which maybe will fade less. Anyhow, been cleaning all these cushions, I've given them a good vacuum, and now it is time to try and glue the head back on the statue because that has dried and it seems to be okay. You can see the cracks, but it's all right for the garden. No.
Dai! Ma ci vogliono più ore di quello che hai messo tu per farla seccare la roba. Mercoledì scorso sul nostro altro canale Aperitivo 50 ho avuto un commento molto carino di una persona che mi ha detto: ah Carlo, ma tu sembri molto più giovane dei tuoi 64 anni, quando io chiaramente avevo detto nel video in inglese, e non penso che il mio inglese è così cattivo, che ho 58 anni.
How old are you?
58. Quindi grazie, in realtà ho 58 anni e non 64, ecco perché sembro così giovane.
Not yet. Yeah. One thing that we wanted to say was a little update on Mama.
Sì, mamma sta migliorando sempre, un passettino alla volta si sente meglio, si sente più, diciamo, amata perché è a casa sua.
Yeah, yeah. I find that every time I go, and I'm going like every 3 or 4 days, I see that she's a little bit stronger and she can move a bit easier. She's now sort of shifting around in bed and she can almost stand up by herself, which is great. So
Sì.
she's getting better bit by bit. It's going to be slow going, but
E soprattutto sta mangiando il suo cibo preferito,
yeah.
non il cibo dell'ospedale che lei
yeah,
odiava.
yeah. She's really happy food-wise. And one more thing, I wanted to let you know. Some of you will already know this, but if you watch our videos regularly, you will know our lovely friends Marie and Lorenzo in Positano in Tuscany, near us. And they have finally, after lots and lots of persuasion, started up their own YouTube channel. So I'd love for you all to go over and have a look. They're at Authentic Tuscany. I'll leave the link below. And they've just released their first video and there should be another one coming soon.
Sì, no, dovete guardare i loro video perché sono così carini e sono davvero così bravi.
Yeah, Marie's really, really good at this, and Lorenzo is really chatty, and his English is great, and I think they've got a lot of good stuff coming, so please go and follow them as well. And also, if you want more of Positano when we're not here, don't forget that Elisabeth has a YouTube channel as well. Hers is called Goat Morning Amalfi Coast. Elizabeth's life is very different from mine. She's got, like, I think at the moment, possibly up to 30 goats now. I've lost track of how many she's got, but they've had babies, so there must be more than 26 now. So she's got a whole load of goats, she's got a whole boat company, and she's got a lot going on. So her videos are very interesting because it's a different side of the Amalfi Coast life than our videos. So love for you all to subscribe to them and follow along. And if you haven't subscribed to us, please do. It's free and it's easy. You just hit the little red button or the little heart in the corner of the video.
Ok, ciao a tutti!
Thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye.
Stavo facendo un colpo di tosse, l'ho tenuto qua per 10 minuti. No, 10 minuti no, 5 minuti.